Hey guys, so I am back with a full process video. Um, and when I say full, I didn't record every single thing about this set, but this is just a compilation of like all the videos I took in regards to this set. So I did do my best, but my iPhone camera, it don't have all that storage to record like 3 hours worth of a set. So y'all just gonna have to wait until I get my camera. So I am currently doing a set for my client Lana. It's her birthday. And I am starting off with clipping her cuticles. That's what you see me doing here. But I have already pushed back her cuticles with my cuticle pusher. I have taken the shine off of her nails with my sanding band. And now I'm going in with the nippers and just getting any dead skin that I see surrounding her cuticle area. Now, the reason that you want to do this is because if there is still dead skin cells left on the nail plate, that can cause lifting. And it also just makes your set look a lot cleaner. If the cuticle area is like rough and has like a lot of dead skin, it just doesn't look as clean. So you want to clean up that area, make it look nice and fresh, so when you lay your acrylic, your cuticles are like completely sealed. Your set just looks really nice and fresh. So these are the tips that I use. They're like super long, like XXL3 or something like that.
I'm worth millions.
So the scissors that I'm using, I got from Amazon. I'll be sure to add the link below in the description box in case you guys want to buy them. Now I am moving on to shaping my tips. I don't always do this, but in this case, being that she's getting stiletto and I have to shape the tip to get it like super pointy before I apply my acrylic. This nail file, I got this from the local nail supply store. I use the 80/80 grit. You can get yours off of Amazon. I just prefer to get mine from the nail supply store so I can actually feel it and see like how sturdy it is.
I'm like, like Lonna's mom calling. That's not, that's weird. Call her back. And she just texted me like, I'm sorry, honey, that was my son. I'm like, what in the world?
Yes, my brother knows to call people. He probably just gonna say, "Hey, no text, no text this."
She only had.
So as you can see, I'm placing my fingers. If you pay attention to like my finger placement, that might help you in terms of shaping. I'm like holding the sides of her nail while I go on the other side with my file, and that just gives me some stability so that I don't bend or snap the nail tip, because I am applying like slight pressure, not too much pressure because it's obviously a plastic tip, you don't need too much, but you want to hold it in place so that your shape is really precise, because if you don't hold it on the side like I'm doing, then it will be like more flimsy. So when you go in with the nail file, that tip is gonna kind of just like jump all over the place. So your shaping will definitely be off if you don't hold on to it, and you might hurt your client.
That's all right.
So I stopped to make her take a nice little video showing off her nail tips. And now it's time to get back to work. So her nail beds are freshly prepped, and her tips are shaped and filed. So now I'm going in with my dehydrator and my primer. For this set, I used Gel-X. No, not Gel-X. Gel-ish. I used Gel-ish dehydrator, and I used Young Nails primer. I always use Young Nails primer, or I use Valentino primer. But I'd say for like the past maybe the past year, I've been using Young Nails primer. But I think I'm gonna switch back over to Valentino. I haven't decided yet. So one tip, I don't use it, but I know other nail techs that do. Sometimes people only dehydrate and prime one hand at a time. So they'll dehydrate and prime the right hand, lay the acrylic, and then they'll go to the left hand, dehydrate and prime, and lay the acrylic. And that is because I don't know if it's true or not, but I have heard many people say that after about 25 to 30 minutes, your primer, the effect is lost after that 25 to 30 minutes. So if you take a long time applying your acrylic on one hand, you take like 25 to 30 minutes. By the time you go over to the other hand, your primer has lost its effect, and then you lay the acrylic, and then the set doesn't last as long because you took a while with your application. So, that could just be a tip if you're one of those people. I just don't do that because I will forget. I will forget to prime the other hand. So what I do instead is sometimes I'll prep them all, prime them all and whatnot. And then when I move on, I'll do one hand, and when I move on to the other hand, I'll just prime it again. I'll double prime, just in case. If I've taken a long time. If I'm doing like a short set, I'm good. But if I'm doing like an extra long set, I'll do that, just to make sure, a little double security is never too bad. So I decided to put some money in my client's nails. I burned the sides of the pieces so it can have like a nice burned effect. And I am using a glue to lay the money down on the tips, and then I am spraying it with this quick glue dry spray, just so that when I lay the acrylic, the money pieces don't move. So now I am adding some accent gold foil around the borders of the money, and this just gives it like a really nice, cute effect. So you just seen me spray some of the quick glue spray onto the nail so that it can hold the foil and the money pieces in place. And now it's time for me to lay some acrylic. I'm gonna go in with clear acrylic. My client, she really likes the way clear acrylic looks. So lately most of her bases we've been using a clear. When I do nails this long, generally I use a pretty large bead to start with. If you're a beginner, I don't recommend this. I say use a smaller bead, but it's more of a preference. And as you can see, I am just lightly patting the bead down towards the end of the nail tip. The quick dry spray along with the glue is definitely doing its job. Had I not used that, then the foil and the money would have like slid down as I was patting. The foil that I use, it's very flimsy, I guess you could say. So it's easy to like break apart. So using like the glue and spray, I highly recommend, so that it doesn't move around and mess up your design. So this is my cuticle bead that I just picked up and placed, but I'm going to pick up one more a larger bead, and I'm going to use that to add stability to the entire nail. And I do this because these nails are longer, and the longer the nail, the thicker I lay my acrylic, for obvious reasons, just so that the nail doesn't break. You need a little bit more structure when the nails are longer. And some people don't do it like this, but this is just how I do it. And then also, being that I am encapsulating meaning that I am putting objects inside of the nail. That's another reason why I lay this acrylic a little more thicker. You're going to notice when I do the other nails, I don't lay the acrylic as thick. And that is because when it comes to filing, you want the nail to be very smooth. And the only way that I personally can execute that is if I lay my acrylic a little bit more thick on the encapsulated nails. And then when I go in with the filing, I don't have to worry about messing up my design because I know I have that extra protected layer of a thicker acrylic. Now we're moving on to the other hand. And for this hand, she is going to be doing some silver. I decided to ombre the glitter down towards the tip of her nail. I just think it gives like a really cool effect. And I'm making sure to go slowly with adding the glitter because you don't want to go in with too much because glitter is like really messy. And once you like put it on the acrylic, it's not going to be so easy to just like be moving it around. So, put a little bit first and build up as you go rather than put a bunch and then you gotta stress yourself out trying to remove pieces. What I am doing is putting like a really thin layer of acrylic first so that the nail has like a wet base for the glitter to stick to.
And I really be trying to think of new stuff because I really do not want to keep doing
The
same
shit.
stuff. Because everybody, like, when they see one nail thing, they be like, oh, that's so cute, I gotta get this. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to do that. No.
Now that I have already placed the glitter on every finger, I am moving on to encapsulating these nails with clear once again. Capping them over with clear is going to make the nails have like this grayish look. And I promise you, when I first started using this glitter, I was so freaked out when I encapsulated it for the first time, because once you put the clear acrylic over it, everything looks just gray. So at first I was thinking like, oh man, I really just messed this set up. But when I put the top coat on it, then I was able to see all of the colors and things like that. So that was a big relief. this is how the nails look after I have finished my application process. And moving on to the next step, which is shaping with my nail file, and then I'm going to go in with my e-file and smooth everything out, because sometimes when you do encapsulation, your the nails can be like kind of uneven and whatnot, like a little less even than it would be if I wasn't encapsulating. So I have to go over it with the e-file a little bit more than I generally would. And once again, this is why I had laid my acrylic so thick, because as you can see, I am filing down the whole nail and just making sure it is smooth and even and that you don't have any lumps. Now, unfortunately, guys, I did a really poor job recording the art process. Generally, I don't do a time lapse. I record it regularly, but because it was a face, I did a time lapse. And for some reason, I didn't record like any of the other art part, just me drawing like this face. So all of the other art I didn't get to do. I'll do better next time of like recording the entire process. My client has like a really unique type of style, so this is what we ended up coming up with, and I think that they were like super cute, and I hope you guys like them, and I hope you like this video. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe to see more of my work.